everybody, it's Dr. Joe and Lion Remy. Today I'm going to show you 5 easy stretches for seniors from head to toe. So let's get started. So these are stretches that you can do every day to help keep yourself independent, but it doesn't have to be for just seniors. These are going to be stretches from your head down to your toes. So it's a really nice, just quick stretching routine that you can do every day. So you're going to need a couple pieces of equipment. If you have something, this is a PVC pipe, but if you have something like a cane, a broomstick, but you want something solid, this is going to help you do a stretch. So it can be, it doesn't have to be a PVC pipe, but just something kind of solid and long. And then a stretch strap. If you don't have a stretch strap, you can use a belt or a dog leash or even something like a jump rope. So if you don't have those yet, go grab them, hit the pause button, go grab them, and come on back. So the first one is going to be just a super simple neck rotation stretch. And the reason this is really important, especially as you get older, is a lot of times when your neck gets stiff, it can throw your balance off. And if you're driving, you really need to have that neck movement to be able to see all around you. So just starting off with a super simple neck rotation stretch. So you're just going to turn your head as far as you comfortably can to one side. You can do this either way. You can just kind of hold it for a 5-second pause and then come back to the other side. Again, just going as comfortably as you can. You want to try and keep your chin in kind of a neutral position. So not really looking up, not really looking down, just turning straight over, almost like you're kind of looking behind your shoulder if you were backing up or something and you wanted to look back. If you want to get more of a full stretch, you can hold that stretch for 30 seconds and really get that nice stretch in there, and then rotate sides, do 30 seconds on that side, and do that 3 times on each side if you're doing it for a full 30 seconds. If you're just doing like a 5 to 10 second hold, you can do a couple more, like 5 or so on each side. But really just kind of getting it nice and loosened up. Shouldn't be painful. You might not be able to go as far, but eventually you can kind of keep pushing a little bit more as you do them every day to get that nice stretch in there. So then the next one, you're gonna grab the stick, or like I said, if you have a cane, canes work really great, or a broomstick or something like that. This is gonna start getting some shoulder motion. So a lot of times, again, as we age a little bit, doesn't have to be super old. I have shoulder issues as well, but if you're reaching up for things, sometimes that can be painful. You can have like a shoulder impingement or just some arthritis that's really tight. So using a stick is a great way to kind of help assist that motion. So if my left shoulder is really tight and I want to stretch it out, I'm going to use my right arm to kind of guide the stick, and then the left one's just kind of going along for a ride, but they both can kind of help each other out. So just kind of holding on. If one is more tight or more painful, then it can just kind of hang on, and the other one can assist it going up. You can also, if that going this way is a little bit hard, especially with a cane, if it has a little hook on it, you can go in front of you like this and then push it up. And sometimes that's a little bit easier for people because it's a little more easy to just relax and then push up this way. So again, you might not be able to go quite as high if you're working on these and you're tight. You might only be able to get to here. If that's still uncomfortable, you can hold with your thumb up. With that thumb up motion, that opens up that shoulder joint a little bit more so it doesn't impinge or compress on that area. So sometimes if that is painful going this way, if you have your thumb up, that helps open it up a little bit and make it more comfortable. And you can hold like this as well and go up for that stretch. You don't have to hold it there for a full 30 seconds, but if you want to get, again, like a 3 to 5 second pause, really get that nice stretch, and then slowly come back down. And if they're both kind of tight, then again, just switch sides and then you can work both sides that way. Alternating back and forth sometimes is good just to give it a little bit of a break. So then the next one, we're moving down kind of to the chest and back thoracic area, or that middle back area. And again, a lot of times, like when we're trying to turn or reach or do things, the thoracic area can be really tight. So loosening that up really helps with our mobility as well. So this simple stretch is just called a thoracic side bend. You can put your hands up behind your head. If that's a little uncomfortable on your shoulders, you can kind of bring it down this way, but you're going to get a little bit better stretch if you go this way. all you're doing with this is you're taking your elbow and trying to bring it up towards the ceiling. So I'm not curling down. That's not the motion I want to do. I want to actually lift up. So see, I'm not really curling down with this side. I'm trying to take that elbow and bring it up towards the ceiling, and I'm getting a nice stretch right through there. So again, just kind of going up this way, not crunching down, trying to keep my back nice and upright, and then holding that for 30 seconds. You can see I'm using my eyes to kind of look over that way, kind of towards my elbow area. That kind of helps get all the connections with the neck and the upper back and the eyes and everything, and then just switching and doing the same thing. So again, I'm feeling a nice stretch through here. I'm even feeling a nice stretch in my shoulder as well. So I really like this stretch. It's a nice combination. Again, I like alternating sides just to give the other side a break. But again, doing 30 seconds 3 times on each side. So the next one is going to be a piriformis stretch. A lot of times with our hip rotators, if they're tight, we will have a hard time getting our foot up to get our socks and shoes on. A lot of times this is the easiest way, especially if sometimes you have some back issues going down or some flexibility issues, that a lot of times people will bring their foot up this way, put on their socks and their shoes, especially if you've had some surgeries. This is the safer way to do it sometimes, but a lot of times these hip rotators get really, really tight. So a piriformis stretch, a glute stretch really helps with those rotators to stretch them out. Now, sometimes we're really tight and this is just not doable to start off with. So you can modify it by bringing your foot down, starting lower in the leg, getting this stretch right here. If you're really tight right here, you're gonna feel that stretch right there and not have to do very much. If you're feeling a little bit of a stretch and you want a little bit more, keep your back straight, so not curling over like that, because that takes it out of it. You want your hips to go forward, and I'm even feeling a little bit of a stretch with my foot down there. If you have a hard time getting down to your foot, this is where you can get your stretch strap and then just kind of loop your foot, and then you can use the strap to kind of pull it up a little bit. So see, I'm still up here instead of trying to grab down, because if I bend forward, I'm taking the stretch out of it. Again, keeping that back nice and straight, you can use that strap to kind of pull. Again, holding it for 30 seconds, coming back down. If you feel like you can go a little bit more, the strap really helps, because then you can eventually pull it higher and higher until maybe you can get it up over that knee. But you want that stretch to be as comfortable as possible. Tension is fine, but it shouldn't really be painful where you're trying to get that 30 seconds out as quick as possible. But if you can get your leg all the way up and over, again, keeping your back nice and upright and leaning forward at your hips. So right under in that glute bottom area, in that piriformis area, I'm feeling a great stretch right there. And again, holding that for 30 seconds and then doing that 3 times on each side. So then we're going to move down to the feet and the toes and just do a calf stretch. Calf stretches are important because a lot of times if we have tight ankles, as we get older, things kind of tighten up. And when we're walking, if we have tight calf muscles and tight ankles, we're not getting that toe lift as much as we can. And sometimes people will trip and fall because they're hitting their toes on the ground. So having the flexibility and mobility in your ankle and your calf area is really great. You can do calf stretches a lot of different ways. You can do them standing up if you don't want to use the strap, but a lot of times you can really just relax and get a good stretch here. Making a little loop if you don't have a stretch strap, if a loop is really great to get that around the ball of your foot. You don't want it up on the toes because it might slip off. You don't want it down to the arch because you're not going to get a good stretch. You're using the strap to do the stretch, so your foot's really relaxed. You're not actively moving it. You're pulling that foot, those toes towards you to get a nice stretch. So I'm getting a stretch in my calf muscle right there. The calf muscles come up and cross the knee, so you might feel it in the back of the knee. That's fine. You might feel it in the muscle belly here, and you might feel it at the ankle. You might feel it in all places depending on how tight it is. So this is another 30-second stretch, holding it for 30 seconds, relax. If you want to alternate sides, you can. Sometimes once you get the strap in the right spot, you just want to do it all on one side and then switch sides, but definitely work both sides because you really want to be able to pull those toes up to clear that foot when you're walking so you don't end up tripping. So there you have it. Those are 5 easy stretches for seniors or anyone from head to toe. If you'd like to support my channel, click on the link up there and don't forget to subscribe. Where? Yep, down there. And remember, be safe, have fun, and I hope you feel better soon.